we got 4 networks here, but they are not subnetted. All are /8. But you remember I was teaching you that when we have subnets, the routers will do what? Auto summary, isn't it? Do you remember? Routers will do auto summarization. Did I say that? Hmm. To understand that, I need some networks like this. 172.16, 1.1/24. Next, 172.16, 2.1/24. 172.16, 3.1/24. Like this, I want some subnets in this router. And then I want to see whether these 3 things are advertised or summary of this. What will be the summary of this? The default summary? Class B. Then it will be 172.16.00. I want to see whether this is advertised or these detailed routes are advertised. If it does auto summarization, this should be advertised. I should see only this in the routing table of router 2 and router 3. But if auto summarization is not there by default, then what will I see? These 3 routes here and here, isn't it? Did you understand? Are you with me? Right. We are going to test this first. Now, in the real world, to test this, you cannot take one interface and put one computer there, another interface, put another computer here, another interface, put computer here for these networks, and then you cannot do like that. It's not possible in the real world. Or let us assume in this router, I have only 2 ports. 1, 2 already consumed, already used. Then how I am going to have these 3 networks? In this router, when I buy, it came with 2 interface. I already connected one here and gave this IP address, another here, and I gave this IP address. Then how I am going to give these IP address and test it? For that, we have an option called virtual interface. Virtual interface, which is also called as loop back interface. Loop back interface. Loop back interface is a logical interface. See, one interface, only one IP address you can assign. 2 physical interface, I have already assigned 2 IP address. So I need 3 virtual interface, one for this, another for this, another for this. So I'll name this interface as loopback 0, loopback 1, loopback 2. What is loopback interface? They are virtual interface. They're logical. They're not physical. Even though they are logical, even though they are virtual, when you ping, they will respond as like a physical interface. Let me show you. Currently, show IP protocol command will show what protocol I'm running. No protocol I'm running. Show IP route. I have a static default route. I'm going to remove this. No IP route 00000000020.002. This will remove. So this is how I configured this. So when I put no in front of this, this gets removed. Let me check. show IP route. You see, the static route is gone, static default route is gone. Now I'm going to add 3 interfaces. Right now, if you see show IP interface brief, I have one more physical interface, but I don't want to use it. I'm testing only, I want 3 interface. Why should I waste physical interface? So I'm going to create 3 loopback interface like this. Interface loopback. You see, you can give any number from 0 to this, any number. I'm giving 0. First interface created. You don't need to say no shutdown. Why? Because this is a loopback interface. You only created it, so it won't be in a shutdown state. But if you take the physical interface, by default they are in shutdown state. You need to say no shutdown to bring it up. Okay, the loopback interface, you don't need to say no shutdown. As soon as you create, it comes up. And now IP address 172.16.1.1. As I said, I'm going to give 255, 0 means 24 mask. What is the default mask for class B? It's like 16. So this is subnetted. Now I'm going to create another interface and I'm going to say, just use the up arrow and change this 1 to 2. Boom. So we got another interface with another IP, another subnet. Now, let me create another interface. Sorry, loopback 2. And in loopback 2, I would like to give 3 here. You see, right now, I should see 3 loopback interface with 172.16 subnets. Let's go and verify. What is the verification command? Show IP interface brief. For that, I need to go to privilege mode. From here, if I want to go to privilege mode, what should I do? Press Ctrl Z, okay? Or type end, or type exit, 2 times 1 exit, like this. Again, another exit. Okay, you are right now in privilege mode. Now type this command, show IP interface brief. Look at this. 3 interfaces got created and 3 IP addresses there, which we configured. See, these interfaces, if someone is responding, if someone is pinging to this address, it will respond, it will reply as like this interface. So now this is as equal as physical interface. Only thing is you cannot see, but it can respond to telnet or ping or whatever. This physical interface will respond. This will respond. Okay. What are the other reasons why we need loopback interface? I repeat one thing. The first point why we need loopback is I want to test some network. Secondly, we go with loopback in case if you have, you see. Okay. Now, let's say this is 10.0.0.1. This is 10.0, sorry, 20.0.0.1. Now, if this link goes down, can I ping to 10.0.0.1? Not possible. I repeat the question. Let us assume you are somewhere here. You are here somewhere. You don't know this topology, but you know the IP address of router 1. which is 10.0.0.1. Now, when you ping 10.0.0.1, if it didn't respond, what you will think? You will think the router is dead, isn't it? Or somewhere in the path is broken. And now, when you ping 20.0.0.1, if it responds, then you will understand there is another path to router 1, and router 1 is alive. So to decide whether router is alive or not, router is still there or not, you ping the two address. First you ping 10.0.0.1. There was no response. The reason may be the router is dead, or the path somewhere here or here, somewhere it is broken. So to decide whether the router is down or the path is down, you will again ping another address, 20.0.0.1. If that also didn't respond, then you may conclude that the router may be down. Instead of doing like that, if I will have a loopback interface with address, let's say 1.1.1.1, okay, 1.1.1.1, you ping from here, it will go to 1.1.1.1 this way. If that way is broken, automatically it will go via this way and you will get the ping. You see, only one ping you do, only one time you ping, you will get the response and you will know that the router is alive. You don't need to do two ping to confirm whether the router is dead or alive. Only one ping. If this path is not available, it will go via this path and give you the response automatically. Same ping. But if you don't have a loopback interface, then you will be pinging the physical interface. When you ping this physical interface, if this path is broken or something is wrong with this router, so the ping won't come. Again, you need to find the other address of that same router and you need to ping. To avoid that, we need loopback interface. நான் தமிழ்ல சொல்லட்டும். லூபக் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ் இருந்துச்சுன்னா ஏதாவது ஒரு பாதை சரியா இருந்தாலே போதும், நமக்கு ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் வந்துடும். ரெண்டு அட்ரஸ் எல்லாம் பிங் பண்ணி பார்க்க வேண்டாம். அந்த ரவுட்டர் இருக்குதா இல்லையான்றதை தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு அந்த லூபேக் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ்க்கு பிங் பண்ணா போதும். அதே அந்த லூபேக் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ் இல்லைன்னா முதல்ல அந்த 10.0.0.1 பிங் பண்றீங்க, ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் வரல, அந்த ரவுட்டர் இருக்குதா செத்து போச்சான்னு முடிவு பண்றதுக்கு 20.0.0.1 பிங் பண்றீங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் ஒரு முடிவு வர முடியுது லூபேக் இல்லைன்னா. லூபேக் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ் அது ஒரு லாஜிக்கல் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ். அது எப்போ ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்றது நிறுத்தம், ரவுட்டரே டெட் ஆனதா ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்றது நிறுத்தம். பிசிக்கல் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ் அப்படி கிடையாது. Physical interfaces, even if the physical interface goes down, the response won't come. But the loopback interface is not like that. Only when the entire router goes down, you will not get response. Did you understand the use case of loopback? Testing. Okay, for testing. All right, now let's check the routing table. Show IP route. You see, you got the roots for this loopback interface. Loopback 0, 172.16.1. Loopback 1, 172.16.2. Loopback 2, 172.16.3. Yeah. Now, next is we will go here and remove the static route before we move to EIGRP. Show IP route. So these two static routes I'm going to remove. easy way to remove static route is this. You see, you type show running. And you see, these are the two static routes you wrote. Now, just go to the config mode and put no, and then copy this line, paste it. Easy to remove. You no need to type. That's all. Now you type show IP route, you won't see routes. See, it's gone. Move on to router 3. Show IP route. See, there is one default route. This also you can remove like that. Show, run, you first type, and then down, down. By pressing space bar, you can come here. As soon as you see this, press Q to quit from that running config. Or you can also copy now itself if you have only one. Oh, don't paste. Config T, new, and paste. Done. See, this is a simulator. Because it's a simulator, after highlighting, you have the copy button. In the real putty, we call it as putty. In the real environment, you don't need to copy and all. If you just highlight like this, it will copy automatically. And then go wherever you want and then type and then just press the right click. Automatically it will paste. If you do like this here, it's not coming. It is asking whether to paste or not. But in the real device, you just do right click, it will paste. You highlight, it copies. And then you right click, it pastes in the real devices. Okay. Now let's go verify. Show IP route. You see, it's gone. It's gone. Now we are going to run EIGRP. What are the networks we have in this router 3? See, see the routing table, you will know. 30 and 40 only. Or you can see this topology, you will know. 30 and 40. So now what you can do is config T, router EIGRP, give any number as an autonomous system number between 1 to 6, 5, 5, 3, 5. After you give, make sure you give the same number on the other routers. I'm going to say 1000. Next, I'm going to say network 30, which is in this router, and network 40. What does this mean? It means that EIGRP should run on those interface where IP address starting with 30 and 40 is configured. So as a result, EIGRP is right now running on G001 because 30 is on that interface, and G000 because 40 is on that interface. Because I said wherever 40 on that interface, you need to run EIGRP. As soon as I say that, what happens? EIGRP uses a multicast address. What is the multicast address RIP version 2 uses? 9. EIGRP uses the next number, 224.00.10. So it starts sending a hello packet on these two interface, 40 and 30 network interface, using 224.0.0.10. Using this address, it starts sending hello packets. I want to show you that. See, every now and then I type WR. You know what is that, Arjun? What is that? Hmm. Now I'm going to say debug EIGRP packets. See, it is sending hello packets. Every 5 seconds it is sending hello packet. One hello is going on G001. One hello is going on G000. Again, which is for, you see, every 5 seconds it is going. I'm going to stop this. So, okay, in the hello, what it says? I'm sending hello from Autonomous System 1000. See, that's what it says. I'm going to stop this debug. How to stop this debug? You all. Just type you all. It will stop. You all. How did I enable this debug? Debug IP EIGRP packets. See, debug. No need of IP. Debug EIGRP packets. See, usually these things won't be shown to us. But for you to know, I want to prove that EIGRP is sending hello packets. So for you to know that they are really sending it, I used this command, EIGRP packets, debug EIGRP packets. Debug means what? Dig behind the screen. Dig behind the screen activities. Okay. Let's see any other command is there. I was using debug EIGRP packets, right? Do we have any detail? No. Now I want to see debug IP EIGRP summary. Yeah? Okay, summary. Let's see what it shows. Okay, it's going to show only the summary routes. Right now, it's not advertising anything because there is no neighbor. First, it has to form neighbor. Only after that, it can send the summary. Neighbor itself is not there. Then why it will send summary? It won't send. So let's go and configure EIGRP and router 2 also. Go to router 2. In this router, what are the networks we have? I'm going to say router EIGRP 1000 network 20 network 30. As soon as I hit enter, you will see the form neighbor. You see, as soon as I hit enter 30, it starts running on this gig internet 1. On the other end of gig internet 1, router 3 is connected, which is already enabled with EIGRP. So immediately it forms what? Neighbor. A new adjacency formed. You see on router 2, show IP EIGRP interfaces. You see these two interfaces, it is running EIGRP. Among these two, one of this interface, that is G001, has discovered one neighbor. G001, where is G001? You see this one. This is formed this as a peer, as a neighbor. Whereas G00 is configured with EIGRP, but no neighbor. Why, you know? Why? Because router 1 is not still enabled with EIGRP. Now, let us go to router 3. Look at this. The neighbor adjacency is formed with router 3 also. Router 3 also shows that. I'm stopping the debug and I want to show you another command. See, just now I showed you show IP EIGRP interface command. This is to show you what all interface runs EIGRP. The command what I'm going to type now is show IP EIGRP neighbor. Show me the neighbors. It says the 0th neighbor in the hierarchy is this guy, 30001. And this neighbor is for last 1 minute 46 seconds. Can anyone tell me the dead time in EIGRP? After how many seconds EIGRP will consider a neighbor as a dead? Or tell me after how many seconds the hello packets are sent? Every 5 seconds it sends hello. After 15 seconds, neighbor is considered as dead. How many seconds? Dead? If a router is not sending hello for 15 seconds, it is dead. You know how it does? You see this hold time. Okay? Wait. You see? After 10, it went to 13. Carefully, watch again. 11, 10, 14. After 10, it goes to 14. What does that mean? This neighbor is sending hello every 5 seconds. That is why it is not going less than 10. It's not going 9. Look at this. 13, 12, 11, 10. See? After 10, it immediately came to 14, which means this neighbor is sending hello every 5 seconds. If he stops sending, who is this 30001? Router 2. If it stops sending hello packet, then this countdown time will go to 0 and the neighbor will be vanished. You understand? Okay. Now, let us go to router 1 and enable EIGRP. Router EIGRP 1000. In this router, what all networks we have? We have 3 networks. Now, 10, 20, and then 172.16, isn't it? That is the class full, no? 172.16.1, 2, 3, you don't need to say. If you say 172.16, then EIGRP will run on all these 3 interfaces because all these 3 interfaces got what? 172.16. Let's do it. Network 172.16.0.0. See, if I go and verify, tell me how many interface should be running EIGRP now, Arjun? You see, when you say 172.16, all these 3 interface has got 172.16. It should run all 3. I think you got confused with this one. When it advertises, it will advertise the summary. You understand? But on what all interface it will be running EIGRP? See here, show IP interface brief. Show IP EIGRP interface. You see, under EIGRP 1000 autonomous system, 3 interfaces are running because all these 3 interfaces have got what? 170.16, 170.16, 170. Is that correct? So when you will say this command, it is actually enabling EIGRP on all the interface that has got 172.16. Prem Purinjida. Right. What are the other 2 networks in this router? 10 and 20. Now, let's go and verify. Show IP EIGRP interfaces. You see, EIGRP is also now running on physical interface. And now via G01, one peer is found. You know who is that? Router 2. How I know? I just saw a message on G001 saying found neighbor. Whose address is this? Router 2's address. Okay, now you see the verification. Show IP protocol. Listen. I'm asking the router to show me what routing protocol it runs. You see here, EIGRP 1000 is running. Out of 5K values, only 2 are considered, K1 and K3. K1 and K3 has got what? 1. The other routers, the other K values are 0. Which means they are not considered. You see K value 5. What is K value 5? MTU. You know the actual MTU of a physical interface? Let me show you. Show interface gig 000. Listen. The MTU on that interface is 1500 on this interface. Now, this 1500 multiplied by 0. What is the answer? 0. Now, bandwidth multiplied by 1 is bandwidth, isn't it? You see, the actual bandwidth on this interface is 100 meg. If I need to convert this in meg, it is 100 meg. 100 meg multiplied by 1 is 100 meg. 1000 millisecond multiplied by 1 is 1000 millisecond delay, which means only these two are considered. Load, received load, transmit load, not considered. Reliability, not considered. MTU, not considered. EAGRP don't consider those things. Show IP protocol. Now, look at this. Auto summarization is in effect or is not in effect. Is in effect is not in effect. Not. Which means it will not do summarization. But what did I say? I said it will do summarization. Why? This is a newer version. That is why it shows not. If you would have taken an older version of router, maybe this series router, you may have not. Sorry, you may have in effect, means active. This is wireless router. Okay. So you need to check whether the summarization is enabled by default or not. Please pay attention to what I'm saying. This should not confuse you. புதிய வெர்ஷன்ஸ் தான் இப்போ ரன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறோம். அதில் டீட்டெயிலாக அனுப்புகிற மாதிரி டிஃபால்ட்டாக இருக்குது. அதாவது சம்மரைசேஷன் பை டிஃபால்ட்டாக எனேபிள் ஆகலை. அதனால் இந்த மாதிரி அனுப்பாதது, டீட்டெயிலாக தான் அனுப்பும். இந்த மாதிரி அனுப்பணும்னா நீங்கள் ஆட்டோ சம்மரின்னு கமெண்ட் போடலாமா? யூ see. Go to router 2 and check now. Go to router 2 and check. Show IP route. You see, it is coming detailed. Now, I will go to router 1, go back to router EIGRP 1000 and say auto summary. பழைய வெர்ஷனில் இது போட்டிருக்கோம் ஏற்கனவே, அதனால சம்மரைஸ் தான் வரும். அதை கேன்சல் பண்ணுறதுக்கு நம்ம நோ ஆட்டோ சம்மரின்னு கொடுப்போம். ஆனால் புது வெர்ஷனில் அப்படி கிடையாது. இன் நியூ வெர்ஷன்ஸ் it is not. So if you want, you have to put auto summary, not no auto summary. You have to put auto summary. Okay. So it should not confuse you. These routers are new version routers. So now you go and check in the routing table. You got only the summary. Instead of 3 root, it shows only 1. Yeah. So what version of operating system it is? If it is 12 dot something, it would have done summarization by default. But I'm 100% sure this is not 12. Show version. Look at this. It is 15.5. It's a higher version. That is why it is not summarizing. Okay. So you will know here only. Show IP protocol itself will show you whether it summarizes or not. Because I enabled summarization, now you see that not has been removed. It says, yeah, we are summarizing. What you are doing? I'm summarizing this network and sending it on this to interface. I'm sending only the summary with this metric. All right, more interesting things we'll see about EIGRP in our next class.